Welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Open Great League, and let's try a different team. Today we're going to be featuring the Lanturn with the Lickitung and Guzzlord. So we're going to have the switch out into the Lickitung because Cresselia is going to be able to beat that Lanturn. They switch out into the Bastion. This Bastion here is very tanky. All we have to do here is just go for Power Whips. Power Whips on great timing, and let's see how this one plays out. This is going to be just a Power Whip versus Stone Edge situation. This Power Whip does some good neutral damage, gets it into the yellow, but you can see it's going to require at least 2 more Power Whips probably. So our opponent here does fire off a Stone Edge, and we're going to throw this Power Whip here. Maybe if they don't shield, we can farm it down with our fast move licks. Gets it into the red, and now we're going to try to race to a move, and we die. We faint on a move, so unlucky right there. They switch out immediately into the Cresselia, so we're going to switch out immediately into our Guzzlord. We do tank a Grass Knot, and let's see what moveset this Cresselia is running. Do they have the Moon Blast? Because that's the only move we were afraid of. So we're going to shield here just to test the waters. Let's see what they end up with. Only Grass Knots, so potentially they only have Grass Knot and Future Sight, but we're not sure yet. We do go for this crunch here, looking for the debuff. No debuff, unfortunately. We do get to another crunch here, and let's see if our opponent shield. They do shield, so they must have a move. So for that reason, I believe we're going to shield here. Yep. Okay, ends up being correct. They end up having the Moon Blast. Trying to get to another move. Unfortunately, they do get to that move before we can reach ours, so they're going to be able to take out our Lanturn pretty easily. And unfortunately, they do have the Venusaur in the back, so this unfortunately is not going to be a win. Not a situation where we could have done anything different, because they were aligned against our team quite well. Only spot we could potentially try to flip is that Bastion versus Lickitung, but they could have easily just matched shields at that point, I believe. So GG's. On to the next game. It is an interesting team. The Lanturn's weaknesses are, especially the grass types, are kind of hard countered by the Guzzlord, and then Lickitung is our safe swap. So we're going to switch out here as we have another bad lead. We're going to fire off a Body Slam. This Body Slam does get a shield from this Victory Bell. Victory Bell is still staying in, which is very interesting. Usually they don't switch out, and this actually tells us they don't have any fighter. No Annihilate, no Medichams of that sort, so that's kind of good information. We do get our move caught on the Skeletors though, but we were able to chip it away, probably like 25%. And now we're going to have to go into our Lanturn. This Lanturn has no play right now against that Victory Bell, so we're going to try our best to get to 1 surf at least. Okay, our opponent does get to another move before we can throw off that surf. Ends up being Disarming Voice, so this allows our Lanturn to throw this surf here, potentially taking out the Skeletors. Let's see what they end up doing. They do let it go, and then we're going to switch out immediately. They still have that Victory Bell. The Victory Bell, unfortunately, is not going to be able to fast move our Guzzlord, and we do see that they have Talonflame. Talonflame in the back is going to shield and use our last shield. We do have a shield here to use. We're going to use it right here just in case they are running the Brave Bird. They do show that they have the Fly version, so Fly is not going to quite hit as hard, but it's going to do some good neutral damage. Likely our Crunch does take out the Talonflame, and then we're going to be able to win that fast move competition versus that Victory Bell. So GG's to our opponent. Ended up running the Victory Bell double fires in the back, which is interesting. So next game, let's see what we find. We got the Lanturn versus the Lanturn matchup here. We're going to play this one out. This is a rank 1 Lanturn, at least a bulky one at least. So they do switch into the Lickitung. We're going to fire off this Thunderbolt here to chip at this Lickitung. We're going to store a Surf before we dip out into our own Lickitung. This is potentially just to ensure that we do win the switch at least. Our opponent here does have a ton of energy. They have the energy advantage, but we do have the health advantage. Let's see how this plays out. We're going to throw on random timing here. This Body Slam will chip away at the Lickitung. Does get it into the red. Our opponent here does get to another move here. This potentially could get us in the red. No, not quite there yet. So we are going to be able to get to this next Body Slam, potentially getting a shield, or potentially KOing the Lickitung. So that does happen. The Lanturn does have a move. They throw the Surf. It does barely take us out, but unfortunately we're not able to get to that body slam to chip away at this Lanturn. So nice play by my opponent. We do go from the Thunderbolt. The Thunderbolt does good neutral damage there. Our opponent does have a move of their own. Thunderbolt comes through, and now they reveal that they have the Wigglytuff in the back. So just unfortunate that we got everything misaligned. This Wigglytuff is going to absolutely crush this Guzzlord here. So interesting team that they were running. Just unfortunate that the backline literally just got matched up exactly how they wanted. So GG's. On to the next game. The last game, I guess we could have potentially shielded somewhere along the switch of the lead, but it is what it is. And in this matchup here, we get the Lanturn versus the Registeel. We're going to play this one out as it's a pretty neutral matchup, depending on the shield situations and the potential debuff. We're going to chip away at this Reggie, and our opponent here does go for the Zap Cannon. Zap Cannon goes through, does debuff us, so already off a bad start. We're going to farm up to a Thunderbolt. We're going to throw this Surf. The Surf does chip it away into the lower yellow, and now we're going to one shield and potentially try to win this lead here. We're going to farm up a ton, and then we're going to throw another Surf. The Surf here forces our opponent to either shield or lose the lead. So they decided to give it up, and they show that they have the Giratina. So Giratina is going to have no play against our Lickitung, and they immediately switch out, or they immediately quit signaling they probably have double Ghost. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that with the Lickitung basically. Alright, we got the Defense Deoxys versus the Lanturn. This Lanturn here probably is going to be throwing a Psycho Boost in dip. Let's see. This is a potential Psycho Boost. Okay, actually, it was only a Rock Slide. They decided to throw the Rock Slide, chip away at the Lanturn. Now we're going to go for this Surf. We do get a shield, which is fantastic. So, indications are they want to play this lead out because they are running the Rock Slide version. We do chip away more with another Surf, and we're going to play this out as well because we do outpace them to the Surf. But we do anticipate them going for a Psycho Boost, so we're going to switch out into the Guzzlord. We do catch that Psycho Boost right there, so that was great by us here. They end up showing a Obstagoon, so Obstagoon is going to be able... Okay, they don't have the Cross Chop. They actually are running probably Night Slash and Obstruct. We go for the Dragon Claw, trying to get to another Dragon Claw. Perfect. Now we're going to force our opponent to either shield or lose this Obstagoon. And they do let it go. So we know what they have initially. We got the Deoxys, and we probably are seeing another counter user in the back. This is like the triple counter team, especially the way that they've been playing it. Psycho Boost and Dib. Yep, there it is. There's that Toxicroak. Toxicroak running the counter, able to chunk away through this Lickitung. This Lickitung here is trying to get to another body slam to... Okay, they do CAP tie us. We're going to have to shield here just to get this body slam off. So we're going to force them to shield here or let this Toxicroak go. And then we're going to switch out immediately and use the Surf that we almost had on our Lanturn. And this is going to take out this Toxicroak. And then we're going to try to farm down. And that is GG's. Well played by us using that Lanturn to perfection right there. So check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.